Hi everybody, it's Barbie0913 and we're getting close to the end of December. I haven't been able to do any fine stuff for the last couple of months because I was a good girl and I couldn't find anything either. But I was a good girl and didn't want to spend money. I wanted to save it for Christmas. But alas, it never seems to happen. There's always something that I find along the way. One thing I found at FYE, a Living Dead doll set. I don't own any Living Dead dolls. I always wanted to get the Dorothy line, or the Wizard of Oz one. Never found it reasonably priced, but I always wanted to get it. And there's two tones. They come in two different colors, like just blacks and then the regular color. Well, this one I saw online, and it's the Living Dead Dolls presents the Addams Family. So I loved the Addams Family when I was little. So this was something I thought was really, really cool. So I'm going to show it to you because, yeah, I had to order it. Uncle Fester and Cousin It. You gotta love them. Think your family is weird? LDD presents the Addams Family, the kookiest family on the block, who redefine what it means to be a good neighbor. A good-natured and merry uncle who loves a good bubble bath. Fester likes to create mayhem wherever he goes. Fester sports an all-new head sculpt and wears a long faux fur coat with ghost button detailing. He stands 10 inches tall and features 5 points of articulation, high-pitched babbling, and known for his torturous amount of swagger. And then Cousin It. He brings a party wherever he goes. He features an all-plush body covered in hair and wears the iconic dark glasses and bowler hat. And he stands over 5 inches tall. I mean, it's really cool, just even by this picture, and it's in such a huge box. I thought it was really cool. So, here's Fester. He's just got those beady eyes looking straight at you, and you know he wants to take you down to the basement and put you on the rack. And then Cousin It, who is one of my favorite relatives of theirs. They should have put Thing with him also, because they could have put Thing in there, and he could have sat right on his shoulder. But they didn't. But it's really cute, his little bowler cap and his sunglasses, really cool. So if you're a 60s kid, it's something you might want. And it's my first Living Dead dolls that I've ever gotten. They are made by Mezco, and you probably know that already, but that's okay. Another thing that I've got, I ended up going to the Lake County Flea Market, which is in Grays Lake, the lady I used to buy dolls from, who's passed away a long time ago, her daughter was doing an exhibit, well, not an exhibit, she was doing a table at the flea market. So I went there and looked to see what she had, and Shirley, who used to own the doll shop, she always had this big giant marionette puppet that she had like around a corner, and you really couldn't see it if you went to the doll shop. But if you went there a lot, like I did, you noticed it, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. How much is that for? Oh, not for sale, not selling it. Okay, well, her daughter had it, and I saw it was hanging on a rack, and I'm like, hey, that's your mom's puppets, her marionettes. And she goes, yep, finally got to put them here. So this is what I ended up getting, and it's going to be hard to take them out of the bag, but we'll try. It's a Belham puppet. It's a marionette puppet. It was a company that Bob Belham did. He did marionettes, he did ventriloquist dolls, he did hand puppets, he did lots of different kinds of things along the way. And it was a company that started in 1947 and went to 1986. Okay, so this is what I picked up from Lake County Flea Market. This is Minnie. This one has an issue. Her legs came off. I have them in a bag with her heels. So I have to figure out how I put it back together. Now what it is this is just holding the strings so they don't get too twisted. And then it's got a spring. So in doing a little research on the internet, I was able to look up some history and look at some people who were selling things that were this size. And it was supposed to be a display piece, so if you sold Pelham puppets, you requested this piece and the other piece that I have, and you would hang it up as a display. So people could, apparently, it's got the spring, so it's held up on the spring so they could bounce. And then this is supposed to be like a ball that you, let's see if it works. He's hooked the wrong way. It's supposed to be that the ball would hang too, and then you'd bop the ball back and forth and you could make it dance. Haven't been able to get that part done. I felt really bad that she's missing the other part, but I have her parts. The interesting thing about her is it's like a, kind of like a bisque when you touch it. She's got the wooden joints, and apparently this is like one of the ones probably from the 80s, because all the other ones, he believed in recycling materials, so he would go to strange places and pick up like boxes of stuff that they had to use for things like the legs. And most of the legs have a rubber, from a rubber mask it has, like a tubing that went around. And this one has just the regular fabric legs. So this is, I figure, like 1980s. Whoops, okay. It's really cute. It does have one spot of paint that's missing on its little nose here, but it's adorable, so I have to figure out how to put it up there. I'd like to repaint my hallway, and maybe it takes like one of those metal pieces that you just put up, and it could hang off of this, and then sit and bop it and drive the cat crazy. So this is Minnie, and I'll show you what her legs were. Okay, so I can show you a little bit. Her legs are in here, and her high heels are yellow, and then she has a stuffed body, not the rubber. So I don't know if this might have had the rubber body, the rubber ends on it, and then somebody refixed it and put the fabric on there. Have no idea. I've been trying to figure it out. But there's really a good site out there if you put in Pelham Puppets or Bob Pelham, that somebody did a whole history on the company, which is really interesting. Because in 1947 they opened, in 1961 there was a huge fire, and in 1986, after Bob had left, his wife took the reins for a few years, and then it was finally done. But it was all done in-house, and they couldn't afford, well, they didn't have the time and the manpower enough to make all the orders that needed to be done for places like Germany or United States. So eventually they closed down because they couldn't do it anymore.
Looks like a parade float.
No, she does, doesn't she? That's what I thought too. I kept thinking the parade miracle on 34th Street. So if you have a Minnie Mouse, you need a Mickey to go with. I need this. These are so heavy. They are really cool made, but they are so heavy. Right now his feet are backwards. He's got a few spots on him. I don't want to repaint him or anything. I don't know anything about him. Now I mentioned that the Minnie doesn't have the rubber on her legs. And this guy also, and Minnie, there's two different ways that they make the ears. One is more like a little felt kind of ear, and then this one is all like that. He's like this, and he's not really made like a marionette because he doesn't have the strings where they should be, so he is more of a display piece only, but it's really such a cool display piece. And his outfit is felt, and let's see, this bow is just to keep everything from non-tangling. What it is missing, it's missing the Pelham metal label on here, so all I know is what it was, and it was, if you can see the price on there, it was a whole lot cheaper because one was broken. But I mean, it's really cool. I really love this. I love just the whole image of Mickey and Minnie. So I'm going to try to figure out the other one. If anybody has one, tell me how to fix the other one. She told me, Shirley's daughter told me that I'm just supposed to sew it back, but I don't know if that'll work for the leg. So I have to, this is my project. It's my project. I spend money to buy projects, but let me hold them better. Because if I'm moving the ball around, it's not really dancing around. So I'm not sure. I need to see somebody's actually work. But he is so cool and he's so Mickey. So I picked him up. So those are the only two things that I ended up getting. Well, Mickey and Minnie together, and then the Uncle Fester. So what have you found? Did you find anything good, or were you really good and decided, no, I'm going to wait for Christmas and then New Year sales? So let me know. I hope you're interested by this. Like I said, they're hugely heavy. When we came out, they were in 2 plastic bags, and I thought, oh my goodness, why are they so heavy? But they're really neat, and I can't wait to work on them to figure out what to do with Minnie. And this one is fabric, so the whole leg is in there, and this one is sewn up here. I have no idea how I can do that with the other one, unless I can sew on one end and push in the other end and get it on the other side. Have no idea, but it'll be interesting. So that's it. Have a very Merry Christmas, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.